You've been to Greece a little over a month now. What do you think of your time here so far?
I've thoroughly enjoyed my time here so far. I found the Greek people warm and welcoming. I've had some wonderful opportunities to visit with the average Greeks on the streets and elsewhere, but also to meet with a number of government officials. I've tried to get around as much as possible, but obviously there's a lot more that I have to do in my months ahead.
Any specific places you visited?
Well, I did visit the battlefield of the Battle of Marathon. I thought it was appropriate with the 2,500th anniversary of the battle to go there. I walked over the battlefield with my wife and was struck by a number of things that really were also came home to me in this recent exhibit that just opened in Athens, a beautiful exhibit that I had the opportunity on Saturday to attend on the 2,500th anniversary. Something that illustrates that the Battle of Marathon was not simply an important event in Greek history, it is an important event in world history, that it allowed the flourishing of Athenian democracy and Athenian culture that is such an important part of my own culture and experience in the United States.
What are your priorities as the new U.S. ambassador to Greece?
Well, I have a number of priorities. First and foremost, of course, I have responsibility for the protection and welfare of American citizens here in Greece, as well as for the employees of our embassy and our consulate in Thessaloniki. But beyond that, I want to focus on ways that we can build and strengthen the already very strong bilateral relationship between Greece and Turkey. The heart of that relationship is the people-to-people contact between our two societies. Much of that involves culture, much of it involves educational exchanges and other things that are such a vital part of the communication between our two societies. But I also want to do what I can. I realize that this is a time of economic challenge in Greece, to promote trade and investment between our two countries, to help in any way we can with the reform efforts that the Greek government is undertaking, and more broadly to cooperate closely with the government of Greece to address broader regional challenges and global challenges that we all face.
Based on what you said, what is your personal view of the current financial crisis that Greece is facing?
Well, I recognize these are very difficult times, and the measures that the government has implemented are difficult for not only for the government but for the average Greek citizen. What I think is important, though, is that this opportunity be seized also to implement some long-standing reforms. And hopefully the government will have success in this regard. But the President Obama, Secretary Clinton, Secretary Geithner have all indicated their strong support for Greece at this difficult time. And the United States wants to do everything it can to help.
What are some of the biggest challenges that the world, the U.S. and Greece are facing nowadays?
Well, a lot of the challenges we face are so-called global challenges or transnational challenges. Everything from terrorism, proliferation of weapons of mass destruction, to things like trafficking in persons, human smuggling, narcotics, as well as climate change. These are issues that no nation alone can address, that we have to cooperate together as nation states to come together to find common solutions and work together to address these problems.
You mentioned you've been working closely with Secretary Clinton for quite a while. What was that like?
Well, it was an honor to work with Secretary Clinton. She is a gifted stateswoman, a wonderful mentor, and a wonderful human being. I think that obviously the public sees the public side of her, where she engages very well with foreign audiences, where she represents the United States so successfully abroad. But I want to stress that on a more personal level, she's a very warm and caring person. I remember not long after taking over as Secretary of State, she walked into my office. I was then serving as the Executive Secretary of the State Department, and started talking about my family and other things that are of concern to me. I had never had a Secretary of State walk into my office and start a conversation like that. So it was a human touch that is really representative of the person that she is.
You're here now. Do you see a possibility of Secretary Clinton visiting Greece?
I certainly hope so. She had intended to visit Greece and was unfortunately unable to do so. She has expressed interest to me in visiting Greece, and I very much hope that we can arrange that in sometime during my tenure here.
And finally, do you have a personal message to our Mosaiko audience?
Well, I want to thank all of you who visit this website and who participated in it. As I said, I think the heart of any relationship is the people-to-people ties between two countries. It's very important that we maintain those, that we build trust and understanding between our two countries. There's a long tradition of contact and communication between our countries, and I think Mosaiko is a nice contribution to that, and hopefully will enhance and enrich that bilateral relationship.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.